My name is Liam. I am 18 years old. I come from a small town in England, a place of quiet streets and old buildings. School was never truly for me. I found the traditional lessons stifling, the rigid structure uninspiring and restrictive. I often felt bored in class, my mind drifting to more creative pursuits, to ideas that felt truly exciting. My grades began to suffer. Teachers expressed concern, urging me to focus, to conform to the expected path. But I knew deep down that my path was different, that I needed to forge my own way, a unique journey. At 16, I made the difficult decision to leave school. It was a choice met with skepticism and worry from many. My parents were supportive, though apprehensive. They trusted my judgment, but feared for my future prospects. I felt a mix of liberation and daunting uncertainty. The world outside academia felt vast and unknown, full of possibilities. Initial days were challenging. Self-doubt crept in, whispering questions about my decision, about my capabilities. What would I do? How would I learn? Where would I find my place in this complex and competitive world? I spent hours in my room, exploring online, searching for something that ignited my curiosity, a true passion. Then I stumbled upon coding. It was like discovering a hidden language, a secret world of logic and creation. The idea of building something from nothing, just with lines of text, fascinated me deeply, truly captivated me. I started with free online tutorials, simple HTML and CSS, learning the very basics of web development, step by step. The initial learning curve was steep, filled with frustrating errors and countless moments of confusion and doubt. But each time I solved a problem, each time a piece of code worked, a thrill ran through me, a sense of accomplishment. I devoured every resource I could find, online courses, YouTube videos, coding forums, absorbing knowledge eagerly. Late nights became common, fueled by coffee and an insatiable desire to understand, to master this new craft. I learned JavaScript, then Python, delving deeper into programming concepts, building small interactive projects. My room transformed into my personal learning hub, a sanctuary of screens, wires, and endless lines of code. I built simple websites for imaginary clients, practicing my skills, experimenting with different designs and functions. The process was exhilarating, a constant challenge that kept my mind engaged, pushing my intellectual limits. I realized that this was my true education, a self-directed path that aligned perfectly with my learning style. After about a year of intense self-study, I felt ready to take on small projects, to test my skills in the real world. I decided to try freelancing. It seemed like the most direct way to gain experience and build a portfolio of work. My first few attempts to find clients were discouraging. No one wanted to hire a self-taught dropout with no formal experience. I faced rejection, but I remembered my resolve. I wouldn't give up on this new dream, this burgeoning passion. I started offering my services at very low rates, sometimes even for free, just to get my foot in the door, to gain experience. I built simple landing pages for local businesses, small e-commerce sites, anything to showcase my abilities. Word of mouth slowly spread. My dedication and the quality of my work, even on small projects, began to impress clients. My confidence grew with each successful project, each positive review, each new client I managed to secure. Freelancing taught me more than just coding. I learned about client communication, project management, and deadlines. It was a demanding but incredibly rewarding period, shaping me into a more disciplined and professional individual. I saved every penny, reinvesting in better equipment, more advanced courses, constantly upgrading my skills. I attended online workshops and virtual conferences, connecting with other developers, expanding my network. The world of tech was vast and ever-changing, and I was determined to keep pace, to stay at the forefront of innovation. One evening, while working on a complex client project, an idea sparked in my mind, a truly revolutionary concept. I noticed a common frustration among small business owners, managing appointments and customer feedback efficiently. Existing solutions were either too complex, too expensive, or lacked specific features that businesses truly needed. I envisioned a simple, intuitive app that combined appointment scheduling with integrated customer feedback tools. It would be user-friendly, affordable, and tailored specifically for small, local service-based businesses. The idea consumed me. I spent weeks sketching out designs, mapping user flows, outlining the core functionalities. This wasn't just another client project. This was my creation, my vision, a chance to truly design the future. I decided to put all my energy into developing this app. It was a huge risk, but I felt a powerful conviction. I stopped taking new freelance clients, relying on my savings, dedicating myself entirely to this ambitious project. The development process was arduous, filled with coding challenges, bugs, and moments of intense frustration. There were days I felt overwhelmed, questioning my ability to bring such a complex idea to life, to truly succeed. Debugging became a relentless pursuit, hours spent poring over lines of code, searching for elusive errors. I learned new programming languages and frameworks specifically for the app, pushing my technical boundaries further. My social life dwindled. My focus was singular, my determination unwavering, driven by the belief in my app's potential. I beta tested the app with a few local businesses, gathering invaluable feedback, iterating and refining constantly. Their input was crucial, helping me polish the user experience, ensuring the app truly met their practical needs. Finally, after months of relentless work, the app was ready. I named it Connect Flow, symbolizing seamless connections. Launching it was terrifying. Would anyone use it? Would it truly make a difference? The anxiety was palpable. I released Connect Flow on a small app store and promoted it through my network of small business contacts. Initial downloads were slow, but positive reviews started trickling in, praising its simplicity and effectiveness. Then, a prominent tech blog featured Connect Flow, highlighting its innovative approach to business management. Suddenly, downloads surged. My app went viral, spreading rapidly among small business communities worldwide. I was overwhelmed, thrilled, and incredibly busy. Support requests poured in, feature suggestions, partnership offers. Connect Flow became a resounding success, praised for its elegant design and practical utility, a true game changer. My success was not just about the app's popularity, it was about the validation of my unconventional path. The dropout had designed the future, proving that formal education isn't the only route to innovation and achievement. I hired a small team to help with customer support and further development, building a company around ConnectFlow. My days were now filled with managing a growing business, leading a team, and planning future app enhancements. I made sure to foster a culture of continuous learning and innovation within my company, just as I had learned. I often spoke at tech conferences, sharing my story of perseverance, self-education, and entrepreneurial spirit. My message resonated with aspiring developers and young people considering alternative educational paths. I emphasized that passion, discipline, and a willingness to learn are far more valuable than any degree. I also started a mentorship program, offering guidance and resources to young self-taught coders like myself. I wanted to provide the support and encouragement that I had longed for in my early days of learning. Seeing their progress, witnessing their own breakthroughs, brought me immense satisfaction and a deep sense of purpose. ConnectFlow continued to evolve, adding new features, expanding into new markets, becoming an industry leader. We developed versions for different platforms, ensuring accessibility for all types of businesses, large and small. The app genuinely simplified operations for thousands of small businesses, saving them time and resources. It allowed them to focus more on their craft, on providing excellent service, and less on administrative burdens. My success enabled me to give back to my community, investing in local education initiatives and tech incubators. I funded scholarships for students pursuing unconventional learning paths, supporting the next generation of innovators. I believed in empowering individuals to follow their unique talents, regardless of their background or formal qualifications. My journey was a testament to the power of self-belief, the courage to defy expectations, and the relentless pursuit of a vision. It showed that a dropout could indeed design the future, creating something impactful and truly transformative. I continued to code, to learn, to innovate, never losing my passion for building and creating new solutions. The world of technology was an endless frontier, and I was excited to explore its vast possibilities, always pushing boundaries. My story became a beacon of hope for those who felt like outsiders, for anyone doubting their own potential. It proved that dedication, curiosity, and a willingness to teach yourself can lead to extraordinary achievements. I often reflected on my decision to leave school, knowing it was the pivotal moment that set me on this incredible path. It was a risky choice, but one that ultimately led to immense fulfillment and a life far beyond my wildest dreams. I learned that true education is not confined to classrooms but is a lifelong journey of discovery and growth, and that the most valuable lessons are often learned through hands-on experience, through trial and error, through perseverance. My legacy would not just be ConnectFlow, but the inspiration I provided, the lives I touched, the barriers I broke down. I aim to show that success is defined not by conventional metrics but by impact, by purpose, by genuine contribution. So, if you ever feel like an outsider, if your dreams don't fit the mold, remember Liam's story. Remember that the future is designed by those brave enough to imagine it differently, to build it themselves. Embrace your unique learning style, follow your passions relentlessly, and never underestimate your own potential. Your journey may be unconventional, but it could lead to designing a future more brilliant than you ever imagined. Liam's company continued to grow, attracting top talent from around the world, drawn by its innovative spirit. He fostered a flat organizational structure, encouraging creativity and collaboration among all team members. He believed in empowering his employees, giving them autonomy and ownership over their projects and ideas. This approach led to rapid innovation and a highly motivated workforce, passionate about their contributions. ConnectFlow expanded its services, integrating artificial intelligence for predictive analytics and automation. The app could now anticipate client needs, suggest optimal appointment times, and personalize customer interactions. Liam's vision was to make small businesses as efficient and sophisticated as large corporations, democratizing technology. He launched a new initiative, Code for Community, providing free coding boot camps to underprivileged youth. He wanted to ensure that economic background was not a barrier to accessing high-demand tech skills and opportunities. The program focused on practical, project-based learning, mirroring Liam's own self-taught journey and success. Graduates of Code for Community found immediate employment, transforming their lives and their families' futures.
Thank you for watching.